Man, we had enough. All right. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live and direct. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hatim. Right now, you are listening to a show called Folktales for Grown Folks. Of course, you know it's the heart of a simple production where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. I won't belabor the point, but we're going to get right up into it. Alright, y'all know in Gye-Nyame household, on those late nights when Miss Gina got her little dance thing going on, everybody's moving kind of slow, and I'm moving slow too. But it's a great night. Man, do we have some news coming tomorrow? Because of course y'all done heard about the bombing in Brussels. And if you've been following the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline, follow the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline so that you can keep up with the news that we're going to cover on Gye-Nyame Journey, alright? You know what I'm saying? So stick around, stick by your phone, stick by your computer. You know what I'm saying? If you have news that you want me to cover, send it to me. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, allow us to go and serve you.
This call is being recorded.
Cool. You know, I just was joined by somebody, and we're about to get straight into it. Now, my producer told me I don't need to belabor the point that much. I need to get straight down to the fact. So we're going to try to get down to the fact. Of course, y'all know, once again, this is Gye-Nyame Journey. Right now, I'm being joined by Brother Charles Traylor. He was with us last week. Anybody else that want to join us, you know what I'm saying? And you want your ideas to be heard. You want your thoughts about this folktale to be heard, because this is going to be a good one. This one is kind of a mind teaser here. So we're gonna share it with you, right? But we want you to share your wisdom with all those people that may be listening. 614-556-4535. Once again, that is 614-556-4535. Alright, so what we're gonna do is Charles, you got a lot of noise in the background.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute your mic for a second, and I'm gonna bring you back up when we get ready. All right?
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So now, what we're about to do, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna wrap it up. So now, let me share this on Facebook to make sure that y'all know that I'm here. Make sure you know that I'm here. Well, actually, that we're here. I don't know if somebody might show up. Oh, Miss Sasha Marsh want to say hi. Go on, say hi, Miss Marsh.
Hi.
All right, now go on back. You know it's time for bed. Handle your business, girl. Okay, you just gotta have an excuse to come in here. I can dig it. Hey, I'm trying to get them trained early. We gotta train them up in the way that we want them to go. So now, if I'm building a media empire, right, an empire of our own, I gotta make sure that I got the next line of individuals that's gonna be up doing this thing, right? I ain't gonna say running it, because it might be another family that might step in and be handling their business a little bit better than ours, as long as they're able to keep us all employed. I don't care. So I'm gonna send this out, let everybody know we up live, posting it on both my timelines. So once again, for anybody that want to call in, hit us up at 614-556-4535. All right, so now I'm about to bring Charles back up, and we're going to get into the discussion, and we're going to see where that's going to take us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. For those of you that's up early, I'm doing the show at 5 in the morning. I'm calling it the Morning Quickie. Well, I'm covering the news real fast. It's the Morning Quickie. Get some of the news real fast. We got to put the block on some fuckery, so we have to go and do the show real fast, right? to get us prepared for the show on Friday, because on Fridays I'm going to be doing longer shows. But also tomorrow we also have tribal quotes. So I will be sending out the invitations tomorrow after the show. So those of you that want to be on my direct line so that you know exactly when I'm doing the shows and stuff like that, go on, sign up for the site, let me know. Or better yet, sign up for us on YouTube. YouTube will let you know right after we post up. If you don't want to talk on the show, but if you want to know when the show is going, join the mailing list so I can get you the information out. All right, I'm gonna bring Charles up, and we about to chop it up.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. This one this week is called "The Woman and Her Hen." Now I got a treat for you, because this week, because of the way this one was written, I had to go out and I had to find different versions, because I was having problems understanding exactly what this one meant, right? So, and it was strange because I usually don't even look at them in advance, but I was motivated to look at it a little bit in advance today, and I said, oh man. So I said, okay, cool. Let me see if I can find some way to bring some extra meaning to this, because I want to make sure that everybody, in a sense, gets some of this crystallized wisdom. I want everybody to get fed. You know what I'm saying? And I want to challenge other people to come out here and help. Help us, because there's people out here that's listening, and the more people we get up here, the more people we possibly can save. All right, so here we go with the story. The woman and her hen. A woman possessed a hen that gave her an egg every day. She often pondered how she might obtain 2 eggs daily instead of 1. And at last, to gain her purpose, determined to give the hen a double allowance of barley. From that day, the hen became fat and sleek, and never once laid another egg. Alright, so I want y'all to ponder on that for a second. While I throw the number out one more time, 614-556-4535. Hit us up. Now, what I'm going to also do is, first off, I'm going to bust out some of the other translation. For those that don't know, Aesop has been translated possibly thousands of times. The translation I'm using right now is from George Fowler Thompson. And then I found out that there is a JBR collection, a Lestrange version. You know what I'm saying? So we got a whole bunch. Oh my God. Oh my God. The teacher has entered the room.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing, Miss Janice?
I'm tired, but I'm making it.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna make it quick so we can get you before you pass out, because we all approaching that elder age. You know what I'm saying? Where the nighttime automatically signals the yawns, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna read the folktale again. This week is called the Woman and the Hen. Oh, by the way, there's a brother by the name of Charles Trailer on the line. He's also joining us, so we're gonna have a real good conversation. So this will go.
Charles Trailer.
A woman possessed a hen that gave her an egg every day. She often pondered how she might obtain 2 eggs daily instead of the 1. And at last, to gain her purpose, determined to give the hen a double allowance of barley. From that day, the hen became fat and sleek, and never once laid another egg. So, just to be fair, so that everybody got what I got, I read that one, and I got kind of confused because I never heard fat and sleek being used in the same sentence before like that. So I start looking for another translation. So on Gye-Nyame Journey site, I posted up another Aesop place where I go sometime because they have alternate versions. And this one said a woman wanted 2 rather than 1 egg a day from her hen. She overfed the hen, which caused the hen to stop laying eggs entirely. And this one also came with a moral, and it says, set bounds to our desires and content ourselves where we are well. Now, so, do y'all want me to go in on it first? Or does somebody want to go in on this one first?
Well, you know what, man? I thought about it. You know, I was struggling with it at work, and I thought about it on my way home, and this is what came to me. This is what came to me. You just almost, preempted me. I looked at it from the perspective that when we try to satisfy the needs of the flesh, and the flesh is never satisfied. The flesh really never have enough of what we feed the flesh. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, but what ultimately happens when you are trying to feed the flesh is you're never contented. You're never, satisfied, and you try to convince yourself that you are seeking efficiency, to improve or to increase what it is that you desire of your flesh, and you can actually end up overindulging and ending up, in worse shape, than you were when you were contented and had everything that you need. And you didn't need no more, but you continue to try to feed the flesh.
All right, so what I'm looking for right now is, because one of the thoughts that came to me while I was looking at this was the 48 laws of power, and I'm looking for law 47. Law 47 speaks to this one, and I want to read it exactly because I don't want to paraphrase it, but because I think it's important in this conversation. Law 47 says, do not go past the mark you aim for in victory. Learn when to stop. You know what I'm saying? In business, in our lives, at our jobs, we have been taught that we are supposed to try to squeeze every ounce of life out of every minute that we spend at these places. We are supposed to try to make it more efficient and always try to do more. But I have to wonder, after reading this folktale, are we perhaps doing like this woman? Are we not satisfied with the one egg? You know what I'm saying? Are we trying to get the two eggs, and in essence, by trying to get the two eggs, we ruin the hen altogether and end up with absolutely none? You know what I'm saying? In education, are we trying to get two eggs instead of looking and saying, hey, one egg is cool? You know what I'm saying? Are we in business? Are we looking at two eggs? In the economy, are we looking at trying to get two eggs? You know what I'm saying? Are we trying to fix something that's not really broken? You know what I'm saying? Are we in our lives? Are we trying to fix something that is not really broken? Are we trying to squeeze more out of something that is only meant to give us one? You know what I'm saying? Because in this culture, they make us feel that it's wrong to be like, in some cases, in the culture and what we coming up, it's wrong to be like, I think I got enough here. You got to, as you said, in trying to satisfy the flesh, in trying to satisfy the flesh, you find that you can never satisfy its hunger.
Right.
So,
right.
So I was looking at that and I said, man. So when they said that he got slick in the first one, I guess that meant lazy. I guess slick back in those days meant lazy. You know what I'm saying? Miss Janice, you got something for us?
I think you all have done a great job.
Well, I got a question for you.
I know that when I'm working with kids, especially the kids I work with, that goal setting is really, really important. And a kid will say, working with high school students, kids will say things like, literally, I want to be a brain surgeon. And then when you back it all the way up to what grades are you getting in science, for the kid, the whole conversation breaks down. They're like, what are you talking about? What's that got to do with what I want to be? And so you really do have to help kids set realistic, achievable goals so that they can experience success, so that they can build on those successes by continuing to move the goal post. And that's what we have to teach kids. You can't shoot. I mean, you shoot for the moon, but you got to look at all the things in between Earth and the moon that you got to do to make that possible. And I think that that's what baby girl got ahead of herself. You know, what she got, instead of her spending time marinating on the goals she had achieved, she going all the way to the left. And so she lost out on even the achievement that started the ball to rolling.
Because I can only imagine how much another hen would have cost. She could have waited for a couple of days, sold the eggs, and bought another hen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, think about the jobs, because everybody right now on this call work in education. It's almost like we're the hen, and everybody that's around us or that work in our field or everybody that's above us is like this woman. They're trying to squeeze more eggs out of our butt. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If we did this last year, I think we could do a little. You know what I'm saying?
And you got a point there, because at one time, teaching wasn't as stressful as it is today.
Yeah, we had help at home.
Exactly. And so what's happened is that so much has fallen upon the teacher, because the teacher has to strip away social layers of issues sometimes before she can even begin to, teach her kids today's lesson. Sometimes the teacher spends the first hour or two just stripping away those layers of social issues, of baggage that kids unpack when they come to school. And so, you got the schools that have designed, this educational program to create more efficiency, out of the teachers by saying, well, we'll put a parent in the room with the teacher, but we're going to put more students in the room as well.
Right.
And so now, instead of having a more efficient, classroom, you have a classroom that is fat and sleek.
Right.
Right. Exactly. And because a lot of that, because even in our homes, we have become fat and sleek. Because think about it. If you think about when black folks were able to, well, actually we always been able to do it, but now if we look at it now, it's like, it's almost as if, and I always go back to this, man, my favorite movie is The Godfather, and the thing that sticks with me from The Godfather is where Don Corleone told him, you always keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And keeping the enemies closer, you make them fat and sleek. Why? Because they can't take action no more. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like we've been pulled in, and we're being made fat and sleek. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a double portion of what I used to give you nothing, so I'm gonna give you double nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna think that you're getting more, but in actuality, what they're doing is they're taking our ability away to create. You know what I'm saying? To create what we need. Black folks was always when you take away from us, or when we put in a tight situation, we always find a way to create. We always find a way to lay those eggs on sparse things. Like, for example, they'll give us weeds, we'll make greens. They'll give us pig guts, we'll make chitlins. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all saying, but unless you ever had chitlins before, you need to hush up. Because when you got somebody in the kitchen who got love and know how to bring those pig guts to life, because a lot of y'all got to understand, them pig guts got us through and they got me to a point where I was able to say, I don't want to eat pork no more. But at certain times, if not for that pig, as John Henry Clark told Malcolm X, we wouldn't have survived. And our parents
right.
was able to make the very best out of that. You know what I'm saying?
But you know,
go ahead, sorry.
And also, I was going to even make it more personal for me is that I came up with this attitude within myself. I said, when I get off of work, I'm going to start going home, you know, start going to meetings. I don't do a lot of meetings in the evening time after work. I convince myself by going home and getting that rest, you know, that I get at home, that I will be more rested and I will be more efficient, you know, every day, you know, in my application. But guess what? I've gotten so used to coming straight home that I don't want to do nothing else. You understand? So I got lazy.
Right, you done got sleep, man. It's called sleep, man.
Yeah, I done got sleep. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And that struggle, see, because, I mean, you got to think about it, man. As a people, we do the best in struggle, man. And if you take the struggle away from us, I mean, because think about it. When we couldn't learn, when we couldn't read, when we weren't allowed to read, we was learning how to read. You know what I'm saying? Because if we wasn't learning how to read, they would have been burning our eyes out. You know what I'm saying? There wouldn't have been laws against it because we was hungry and we wanted it and we found a way to get it. And you look at these children, the things that they don't get are the things that they're able to hustle to get. But you know, we offering education. You know what I'm saying? We giving it to them, and it's like, oh man. You know what I'm saying? In some form or fashion, we gotta with jobs. It's almost, you know, we gotta find a way to make. We gotta find a way to get these hands not to eat as much barley. Let's put it that way.
Well, you know what? And also, you know what? You just said something. When we were forced to take care of ourselves, look after ourselves, fend for ourselves, you know, feed ourselves, we were, you know, better off as a people. We was in better shape mentally and physically and spiritually. But then we thought that, you know what, if I could just get a little more, by this thing called integration and assimilation, that I would be better off. And look what shape we end up in.
Oh yeah. You know, I mean, it's like we got what we wanted. We got what we want. Supposedly, we got what we thought we wanted, and you know what I'm saying. Now we're fat and sleek. You know what I'm saying? Now we fat and sleek.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We done become so fat and sleek that we just gave up all our stuff to be sitting next to them. Now, Now, if we wanted to get up and leave at this point in time, we couldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because it's so much easier. I mean, think about how easy in the sense we got it. We used to have to keep gardens. You know what I'm saying? How many black families got gardens now? You know what I'm saying? How many of them? How many of us, if we had to? I had a elder, one of my best friends' father. We sat down and he said, "Man, me and my friends, we used to get together, get some beers, and build a house." I said, "What?" I mean, this is what they did on weekends. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We built this porch that you sitting on. You know, we got together. I'm saying, I said, because he older, like a lot older. Like he was like 70 at this time. I'm looking at him. And he said, man, when I came up, and I think it was West Virginia or Virginia, one or the other, he said, man, we had to know how to do this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all his friends that was his age knew how to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he could tell me to go out into his backyard or go out into somewhere and tell me, hey, dude, them are the best type of greens. You know what I'm saying? He told me about he told me about a green. He said it's called the black mustard. He said, I'm gonna show you how to find the black mustard. He said this is one of the best tasting greens that you will ever find, and it mainly grows wild. I said, wow, how you know about all this? He said, man, if I didn't know how to do this, I would die. That's when he was struggling. But now we're comfortable. I go to the store, I'm still looking for it. I only could go to the store to look for the black mustard green. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how to go into the woods and look for it. You know what You know what I'm saying? We done became fat and sleek. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the obesity rates in the African American community, we have literally became fat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like,
right.
What in the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? Look at the little kids. We got little obese kids.
Yeah.
I said, when did this? I mean, you know, and you got to ask yourself, when did this start? They always was a little bit chunky, but even the chunky ones used to be able to get out and run all day. At least that's what I remember. Right. Maybe I'm just romanticizing. I don't know.
But you know what? On a global perspective, white supremacy has instituted a plan, you know, across the world to slow down the progress of people of color everywhere in the world.
Well, they really slowed us down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, and they are very efficient, you know, in their application and the administration of their plan. You know, you look at education. You know, when we were at the highest level of graduating from high school and college, people don't realize this, that the education system that we are under today is the same in terms of the linear learning, you know, style from Caucasians. They never changed it. They never tweaked it. They never adjusted it for the inclusion of any other race except for Caucasians. And so for us to go into that education system and graduate and excel, to me, is a stroke of genius. Because you think about it, we have to change our whole learning style to learn, to have to be able to matriculate through the American educational system.
Man,
I mean, you have to change your natural style of learning. You know what I'm saying?
To get it right. You had to go outside yourself to really get it
right.
Now, you just gave me, because you said they're very efficient at what they're doing. So, I mean, I'm honestly starting to wonder, is it really working for them? You understand what I'm saying?
Because guess what? It's not working for them because you know what? Because the world population is becoming more browner. And see, and this is something that hasn't worked for them, is that they thought the Margaret Sanger, you know, and the eugenics people, and with their abortion plan, you know, was going to slow down the population growth of people of color, and just the opposite has happened. Just the opposite has happened, and so now they are a minority race, you know, across the globe. So you're right, their plan has not really worked for them.
Oh yeah, they chicken becoming fat and sleek too. We ain't the only ones, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because I listen to these stories, man. Every week I'm like, I'm amazed, because it's almost as if our ancestors bottled these stories, bottled these proverbs, and just sent them forward in time. And I hope that we're doing the same. You know what I'm saying? I hope that our children will be able to look back on us and pour libations and be like, man, I'm so glad I had, or be reading one of our books, or listening to one of our conversations, and be able to use some of the information that we leave them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because legacy building is very important, man. And because we don't want our children to make the same mistakes that we made. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we got to be bold enough, and hopefully they'll be bold enough. Because I don't. And this is a question I got to ask. Maybe Janice can help me with this one. I'm wondering, because I do discipline, and I'm wondering, are these kids bad because they're truly? I ain't even call them bad. Are these kids challenging because there's no repercussions for challenging? Because I remember when I was young, I always go back to this, that if there was a bad kid in our school, he was truly, or she was truly bad, because there was always something that the teacher could do beyond sending you to the principal's office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? you really had to be bad. You know what I'm saying? It really had to be something either not right with you or you was really going through something at home. Because, you know what I'm saying, there was a consequence, immediate consequence for behaviors. We took that out to school, and I'm wondering, are the kids really bad? Or you know what I'm saying? Janice, you still here? She done went to sleep on us.
Oh, no, I haven't. I mean, Hatim, children are always a reflection of the adult.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, hey, don't be throwing rocks in the glass house. Don't be talking about my kids. I mean,
why? Nobody
you supposed to go to bed, girl.
Not your kids.
Well, I mean, they're kind of bad because she's sitting right here waiting to jump on them. Go to bed.
She doesn't cooperate like that when you doing this.
No, yeah, she trying to take my seat, but I can dig it. But go ahead.
But they're always a reflection of the adults around them. And let me, when we were coming up, and I'm not saying all of them, but when we were coming up, you still had black people who were working. They found great value in work. They taught value to their children. They were still saying things like, go to school and get an education. And so I'm losing my train of thought.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think. Is that our kids are not bad. Our kids have been made. Our kids are poisoned.
Yeah.
Our kids are poisoned, and they are strangers. The behavior that we see come out of our kids are real strange. You take the young man today, that we're dealing with, how he just hollers and screams and yells, and the few other ones that do that, I went to school, I don't remember, kids acting out like that.
I don't think the behavior of the kids today is strange in relation to what's going on with their parents.
I agree.
These kids' parents are not like our parents were. These kids are not coming from communities like we came from.
Right.
Things are really bad for these kids. A lot of these kids are raising themselves. And so those boundaries and
or
limits
being raised by other
kids are them boundaries and limits that all kids used to follow and live by. All of that is gone because too many, first of all standards and expectations are lower now than they used to be. We do not expect the same things from our children, from our teachers, from our parents. We just do not. Standards are low. Why do you think we got candidates like the ones we got?
Right. So really what you're saying is that...
You talking about the Great Pumpkin?
Right.
So we're really just looking at wilderness raised kids. Kids raised in the wilderness.
Yep.
Well, now, I wouldn't even say that the kids are being raised in the wilderness. I'm saying that the kids are being raised. Well, she said it at the beginning when she lost her thought. The children are a reflection of us.
Absolutely, right.
So they're not reflecting the wilderness. What they're reflecting is their parents. It's almost like they come to school and they tell on us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, man, I just did a news story. It was a group of kids in Florida. I don't know if y'all seen it. I showed you the piece, Charles, on Friday.
Right.
Where the little boys, it was 4 little boys. They stole a car in Florida. And they was driving the car around. The police caught them. They jumped out the car, ran, stole another car, and drove off. Then their friends came to court for them the next day. And as they walked into the courtroom, they started turning out. The parent was with them. They wouldn't listen to the parent. They wouldn't listen to the judge. They wouldn't listen to the police officer.
The kids started turning out?
The kids turned out in the courtroom. I'm talking about where all the kids that came to sit for their friends got taken out. They wouldn't listen to the parent. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't listen to the judge. They wouldn't listen to the police officer. They all got held. Let's say 3 of them got held in contempt of court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my piece is, where did they get that from? You know what I'm saying? And I got to go back and I got to look at it because, like I said, I often go back and I often talk about the kids. But you're right, Janice. I need to really start focusing on.
I mean, and let me say this to you. Let me say this to you as a partial answer. I'll say it again just for the background purposes. I've been doing this education thing for 30 years, and for the last 5 years, I was working at the district level. I decided to go back into a school. When I went back into a school, my original responsibility was to teach teachers. But our kids were offered a special program, this special group of kids. But it required somebody like me to teach. And so what I'm saying right now is that I've met some of the most ignorant parents.
Oh my God.
I mean, the kids can't help but be half stupid because at home is stupid 1 and stupid 2.
Yeah.
And so I've developed a sensitiveness to these kids who really do show the most outrageous behavior because when you look in front of them at their parents, they're giving you all that they can give. I had to tell a young man today, I was asking him a question, and he was entertaining himself, acting stupid, like he didn't know. And so the third time he did it, I said, wait a minute, son, do you think I believe in the stereotypes about you? He said, what do you mean? I said, listen, they want you to believe you're stupid. I don't think you're stupid. I don't understand what you're doing right now, but the brain you had in class yesterday, you better dust it off and answer my question. I'm not accepting I don't know and a shrug of your shoulders like you do in a hip-hop video. Answer me. He said, well, let me think. I said, well, go ahead and think, honey. Take as much time as you need. And so he eventually answered, and I told him after class, don't you ever in your life express ignorance like that in a classroom where we're supposed to be growing minds. Don't you waste my educational time with that nonsense. That's stupid. I'm not accepting stupid from you. I said, you showed me you have a brain. It doesn't come and go, honey. It's there all the time. But his parents are 12 years older than him.
Wow.
And they're super ignorant.
Yeah,
and they believe in that bullshit about, they would have not chided him for that necessarily.
Right.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, they might have came in school and supported that behavior.
Absolutely.
And you can tell the parents who talk about the teachers and the administration about what the kids when they come to school.
Absolutely. And by the way they behave.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They say things to you like, "Don't yell at me. Don't put your hands on me. I don't have to take off this jacket." They with all that nonsense.
Right, man. You work where I work.
We all work in the same schools.
That's right. The same school. Yeah.
Man, and the problem. Challenge piece in. I mean, it's sort of like, because you challenged them. You know what I'm saying? And that's rites of passage, or what they call rites of passage, was about you challenging a person to go to the next level of their life. That's what it's ultimately about. You know what I'm saying? And there's not enough challenges outside of the test, because the tests prove what you know to other people. But we don't have tests where these kids get to prove what they know and who they are to themselves. They never get to push themselves beyond their limits. You know what I'm saying? Other than just academically. You know what I'm saying? How about some real thinking? How about some real in-depth thinking and some real conversations with live human beings? You know what I'm saying? We're busy trying to get 2 eggs out this hen, when the 1 egg that this hen is giving is actually good enough for us. We just got to look at the egg and make sure, you know what I'm saying? We just got to look at the egg and utilize that 1 egg in a proper way so that it'll benefit us and the hen. You know what I'm saying? But no, we say, hey, hell with 2 eggs. We get 3 eggs out this mug. You know what I'm saying? 3 eggs. You know what I'm saying? And we see in our story that if you try to get 2 eggs out of them, that the hen just stopped.
Right.
It goes back to what I said earlier. I mean, this is simple, but it really speaks to it. The old saying, "A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush."
Right.
Yep.
You got something in your hand, but you see something over here. You say, "Well, you know what? I can double up." But you end up with nothing. And I tell you what, Janice, Tim and I, we have our own classroom where we teach every day now.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what that classroom is?
Where?
It's called in-school suspension.
Right.
What some people mean for bad, we done turn into good.
Right. Exactly.
Because we got a chance to at least see. For me, school for some of our kids is a hospital.
Yep, for real.
It's a day hospital. The only problem is every day they go back home, they get sick again. You know what I'm saying? And then they come back to the hospital the next day, and what we try to do, and you try to do, is get them well enough so that they can begin to, take the medicine on their own, so they can begin to take care of themselves. But we got to continue to get them well for 8 hours. They go home and they get sick, come back and get well.
And it really is a virus, and we really do have to treat it, and the best inoculation against it is education. But, those wraparound services that existed when we were in school, and they may not have been coordinated services, but we left home, and whether we ate or not, we ate at school, we exercised at school, we were taught to socially interact at school. We had classes called auditorium, where they taught you how to behave in social settings. So all of that now is gone. And even though the expectation when we were coming up was that parents teach that, the schools taught it. We don't have bells and whistles anymore. No. And we're struggling to teach the basics. So we really teach.
And they became a teacher because they needed to graduate, and they needed a job because they weren't able to pursue their dream. So we got a lot of frustrated people that are in teaching. Exactly. That are teaching. They're frustrated. And it's like the kids come in with challenging. You mean I'm here to help you. You know what I'm saying? And the child is like, I don't even feel you, because you're not really there. You want to be an astronaut. You want to be a professional athlete. You wanted to be a scientist. You know what I'm saying? You want to be an engineer, but you weren't able to push yourself like you want to push your students.
Mm-hmm. And most teachers, they got this thing, backwards. Most teachers that I know today, they really want to be seen as educators. But our kids need teachers.
Yep.
Our kids need teachers. Our kids need somebody to teach them how to act, teach them how to learn, how to use their brain.
I ain't got time for that. I got to get ready for the test.
Okay, right, exactly.
No, but I mean, because now I read this on a wise teacher's site. She says that you can't teach somebody. She said, "How can I teach somebody that hasn't been raised?" You know what I'm saying? How can I teach somebody that hasn't been raised? So in a sense, as the teachers, we have to have time. Like, this is why I tell everybody, and a lot of people. I said we need to spend the first 2 weeks. I would say any school need to spend the first couple of weeks before you start talking about tests, before you start measuring intelligence. You need to teach the children how you want them to behave. You don't need to show the reels with them and tell them what they shouldn't do. You need to walk them through and teach them how to behave. Because we assume, because depending on common sense will destroy us, because what's common in your life may not be common in the life of somebody who parent might be on dope. Or might not be common with somebody who might be being raised by a grandmama that's 32 years old. You see what I'm saying? So we got to, we got to take the time to really get in there and spend some time teaching our children what we want from them and what we expect from them. And then start holding them responsible. And not just, and when I say hold them responsible, because for some reason, I'm seeing teachers confused, and this is just in my experience. I'm seeing people, not even just teachers, I'm seeing people confusing punishment with discipline.
Right.
You don't want to discipline the child. You don't want the child to improve behaviors. You want to get them back.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got a bunch of hens that's being, you know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of hens that actually I can't even say that the teachers are hens being, because they sure didn't increase your level of barley, did they?
No.
So rather than fatten you up, they done starved you to death so you can't even lay one egg. I mean, seriously, man, and education is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because the good thing about having Janice on the show, when we start talking about education, she come from educators. She can remember when a teacher used to be able to take his kids on vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got teachers with 2 jobs now. Y'all know that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Now,
I remember my daddy coming home late because he was at all different kids' houses, talking to their parents about, your kid is this and that. Teachers can't go into people's houses no more; they get killed.
Oh my God! You know what I'm saying? And the teacher has to. I mean, it's like we got either the starved hen mentality or the fat hen mentality. Both, neither one of them is laying eggs.
Right.
Neither one of them is showing that kuumba, that creativity to create that egg. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we got a greedy farmhand that's trying to make you do more. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of whether you're hungry or whether you're fat, I want you to do more. I want you to produce more. But I think we kind of chopped this one up. Hopefully somebody out there got what they needed. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to do now is, because we are old, I'm trying to keep the shows down to an hour. And I know, seriously, I got a producer now, and it's one of my older daughters, and she pretty rough, and she let me know you got to cut it and all that. But hey, we need that. I don't know if you know, Janice. I started a morning. For those that don't know, I started a morning news show. I call it It's called AEOOO, or as my daughter told me, she said AO, and it stands for an empire of our own. You know what I'm saying? So every morning I'm trying to do the news podcast, and then I'm extending my show on Friday to really go in depth and talk about the news. So if either one of you ever available on Friday evening, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't sleep yet, come on out. Let's chop it up, because I'm serious, man. I mean, it's like we got to start, because we looking at the way we looking at these proverbs and these folk tales, right? We got to start getting people to get symbol literate so that they can really start seeing what is really going on in the world. What does this represent? It's deeper than just the great pumpkin running for the White House. It's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit more to it. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit more to here. It's a little bit more to Hillary Clinton than what they telling you. You know what I'm saying? We got the ears of some people. So hey, we need to be them. We need to.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's more to her is she's in that bloodline. That's what's going on with Hillary Clinton. She's in the bloodline, and whether people like it or not, she's gonna be the next president of the United States. She's in that bloodline. Donald Trump won't have a chance because he's not in the bloodline.
Well, all right, we gonna see. I mean, because
Barack Obama was in the bloodline in his first election. They said something about it real quickly, and then you never heard no more about it. When they said he was related, they found he was related to Dick Cheney
and Bush and all
Barack Obama is in the bloodline. That's how he became. You can't be president unless you're in the bloodline.
All right, we about to see. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, listen, I don't agree with the Great Pumpkin, but hey, he doing it, man. Great Pumpkin is doing something, you know. And you know, and for me,
the Great Pumpkin.
You know what he's doing, man.
You don't think he look like a pumpkin, Janice?
Yes, he looks exactly like it. So that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah. But you know what he's doing? He somewhere he made a bet with somebody that he could turn the presidential campaign into a reality show.
Oh, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because he has done it. Right?
He has done it.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? And you know what the name and that was one of the questions I said. I asked the people, what should be the name of Donald Trump's reality TV show? You know what I'm saying? That's one of the questions I asked. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is.
Yeah, when I ran for president, that's what we did.
Or how about when I fucked up the country?
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, the only thing that I'm wondering now, and then we can go and shut this down, is, because at the same time Donald Trump is doing outrageous shit, Cat Williams is doing outrageous shit. So I wonder if they're working together.
Oh, man.
I think both of them doing a reality TV show. Cat Williams trying to get a reality TV show, and we know our boy is already filming a reality TV show. So, hey, I want to thank both of y'all for being on, for taking the time to come and share your wisdom. I want to send shouts out to the ancestor, Aesop. I want to thank everybody that's taking the time to listen live and now. But what I have to do right now is I have to go on and send some shouts out to my sponsors. So y'all can hold on.
Okay.
Or if y'all want to, I'll catch y'all next week.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you tomorrow. Janice.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
You do the same.
All right.
The word is spreading. More and more people are switching to Ambit Energy.
Well, one of my neighbors switched, and then I switched. Now the whole neighborhood has Ambit.
Who doesn't want to save money?
The word is spreading. Switching to Ambit Energy is rewarding in more ways than one.
I signed up and got a travel reward. That's nice.
Oh, I get to save on energy and on travel?
There's a cruise for two out there just a few thousand kilowatts away. I can almost smell the sunscreen.
The word is spreading. Ambit Energy even lets you earn free energy.
When I get 15 friends to switch, I get free energy. I have 15 friends. At least I think I do.
Hey, I'd be telling people to switch to Ambit anyway.
If you'd like to switch to Ambit Energy, listen to the following contact information closely. Then spread the word.
All right. Spread the word. Gye-Nyame Journey is a consultant of Ambit Energy. And we're working together and we're using it as a fundraiser. So when you sign up through Gye-Nyame Journey, not only can we save you money, you also help support all of our efforts. Like, for example, this weekend, we're taking a group of young people and some adults down to the museum, the Underground Railroad Museum in Cincinnati. So make sure that you at least check us out, see how much we can save you. Hit us up at Gye-Nyame Journey, GYENYJOURNEY.energy526.com, or those of you that are on Facebook, just look up Gye-Nyame Journey Energy. Just go Facebook.com/GNJ Energy, right? And it'll take you straight to our site. Click first, like the page, and then sign up. And in the sign up, all you got to do, I don't expect you just to go in and sign up. What I want you to do is to just click the sign up button and go in and see how much money we could save you. And if you can't do that, hit me up. If you want to support, just hit me up at 5614-594-9422, and I can help you sign up. Also, you can hit me up at HA2TIM at Gye-Nyame.com. That's right. This is Brother High Tim, and I'd like to thank everybody that joined me, that took the time and showed love and came out and supported. Remember, you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simba production. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Folktales for Grown Folks. And hopefully we shattered some of those. We blew up and exploded and destroyed some of those paradigms. And with that, Brother Tim says peace.